Now for this problem, it's the same setup as we were just doing, except they're asking you to graph the equation by creating a table of values. And they give you the t-square here for you to put in your xy's on this xy chart. And they've even set it up to be y equals. So we can just plug some numbers in to get our answer here. Once we get this, we're going to have the plot points that we would be able to come here and plot on the graph. Now, I'm going to show you how to do this the way that they're telling you, and then I'm going to also show you how to do it in a way that's kind of a cheating way to plot the equation there, but it will help you tremendously save time, especially on the test. So as we do this, we're just going to choose our values. What I like to do is choose values that, frankly, are easy to work with. I don't want it to be stuff that's going to be confusing or hard or things like that. A lot of times you can look at the actual problem there and see, oh, well, there's a 3 and a 4 and I'm multiplying. So if I use certain numbers, it might make odd big numbers. So I'm going to try to keep the numbers a little bit smaller there. But I'm going to use just some random numbers here. I like to do something like this. I like to use something like 4, 0, and negative 4. This way I have a positive, a negative, and 0. I know where those points are on the graph. It's really easy to see where certain numbers are. It just kind of gives me a good general thing. Sometimes I'll use 2, 0, negative 2. It just really kind of depends on what's going on. The good thing about this, you can put any number in and it's going to give you some sort of answer. If it gets to be a fractional answer, you might want to change it or do something a little bit different. But we've done this, so now we're going to do like we've been doing. We're just going to put our equation on here, and we're going to work it out. So the equation was y equals 3/4 x minus 1. And I chose 4, 0, and negative 4. So I'm going to put a 4 there. I'm going to write it again. Y equals 3/4. Put a 0 there. And then in the last one, y equals 3/4. Put a negative 4 there. And the negative 1. So working the first one, 3/4 times 4, that's going to be, if I do the fraction rules, I can make it over 1, multiply the top, that's going to be 12. 4 times 1 is 4, so that's going to reduce to 3 minus 1, which equals, let me pull that down so you can see it a little bit better there, y equals 2. So just doing the math, I got to y equals 2. So for x is 4, that means y is 2. Then when I do the next one, I get y equals 3/4 times 0, which is going to be 0 minus 1. Y equals negative 1. So I'll go to here. That was 2. 0 is going to be negative 1. So I get to there, and again, like we talked about in this problem and this problem, you'll start to notice a pattern developing here. And even now, we can project and say, well, this one went down by negative 3, or it subtracted 3, so maybe this next one is going to be negative 4 as well. Let's see if that holds true. It might be, it might not. So we'll look. We'll get to here. It's going to be negative 12. And again, just using the multiplication rules of fractions, we're going to multiply those. So that's going to be negative 12 over 4 minus 1. 4 goes into there. Negative 3 times minus 1. And that gives me negative 4. So the answer to that would be negative 4. When we get to here, guess what the answer is? Negative 4. So we've worked it out. We put it on the chart. And now we're just going to take these points and we're going to plot them on here. Because each of these are just the plot points for this. We have the x line, we have the y line, and now we're just going to plot those points. So the first point is x is 4, y is 2. So we go here. The x line, x is 4, so we go to the 4 spot, and then y is 2. So from 4, we go up 2. So there's one plot point. Then the next one is 0, negative 1. So if x is 0, then that means y is right here at negative 1. And then the last one, if x is negative 4, y is negative 4. So we go here, x is negative 4, y is also negative 4, so it would be that point right there. From there, we can take a ruler and just draw a straight line. You don't have to have a ruler, but I like it to be straight. And we would see that those are our plot points for that line. That's what that equation goes through and does. So when you see that equation, that's what it looks like as a line. In the next video, I will show you how, without going through all that, we could have plotted that exact same thing.